Hi, everybody. This is Tierza Watts, Director of Student Life at CU Denver. Today, in our Student Life Spotlight series, I'm so excited to have Christopher Miofsky here with me from Delta Lambda Phi. DLP is one of our new fraternities that will be joining us on campus this spring, and recruitment is actually in a couple weeks. So I wanted to give Christopher the opportunity to come on a spotlight interview and talk to us a little bit about his group. I want to start with, though, Christopher, would you tell us a little bit about where'd you go to college? What was your college journey? How'd you end up joining this organization?
Absolutely. I appreciate your time today and giving us a space to talk about our fraternity. I did my undergraduate work at Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville, where I started there in 2001. And at that time, Delta Lambda Phi was not on campus. And I looked at the other fraternities and they just weren't what I was looking for in a fraternity. They weren't bad fraternities at all. It's a phenomenal community, still is, but just wasn't what I was looking for. And then an opportunity came to bring Delta Lambda Phi to our campus. And at those first meetings, it was very clear that this was the space for me as a 20-something, early 20-something who was, wrestling with identity and trying to come out and all of those other things, finding a place that is open and radically inclusive was really what I was looking for. And so that's really helped my journey to today to speak to others about joining our fraternity and how that's helped. I will also say that it helped me find my career. I do work in higher education outside of the fraternity, but my opportunity to be in a leadership role within my fraternity, as well as which led to student government and also led to a number of other things, which provided an opportunity for me to see what a career in higher education would be like. And that's how I've gotten to my career as well.
Awesome. Will you tell me a little bit about Delta Lambda Phi's values as an organization?
Of course. So we have a number of values. We have memberhood, community service, a number of other values that we have within our organization, right? But our biggest value that I would share with anybody is our commitment to inclusion. Our fraternity was founded in 1986 on the basis of the openness of sexual orientation for our members. At that time, most people couldn't be out in a fraternity experience, but our founders wanted to make sure that that was a reality for college students. So our organization was founded on that openness and radical inclusion from day one. And so the thing that we really espouse is that radical inclusion of membership. While a lot of other organizations may say, we welcome you, we see you, we are you, right? Like we see our members who are non-binary, who are gender fluid, who are genderqueer, whatever the case might be, our cisgendered members as well. We see those members and we are those members. And so for us, it's an opportunity to showcase what radical inclusion in fraternity and sorority looks like, and gives us an opportunity to live that out day to day.
I know one of the things that we were excited about when your group was selected for our campus is that you bring an identity based group that's not been on most campuses that I've worked on in the past. And so I'd be curious to know kind of your opinions and thoughts on what do you think bringing Delta Lambda Phi to our campus is really going to do to contribute and move CU Denver forward?
Sure. So it's an opportunity for students to enjoy the fraternal space, but just in a little bit of a different way. So our organization, particularly around gender and identity concerns or race concerns or any of those other things, we try very hard to support our brothers and sisters and colleagues with other identities. And so, particularly around, these pride movements that have happening, inclusion around gender and queerness, our organization really is striving to do those things. Our national philanthropic partner is PFLAG, Parents and Families of Lesbians and Gays, which is a large national, international network of folks for support, but also community action and those kinds of things. And so for us, what we would bring to CU Denver, or what we will bring to CU Denver is just moving the needle forward on those things on campus, right? So making sure that we're advocating for those who may not feel that they have a voice, providing space for students who maybe need some healing. We always want to try to make sure that our chapters and our provisional chapters are spaces of healing and support for our membership. I can share that, my chapter was an extension of my family. For other members in my chapter, we were their only family. And so for us, it's going to provide an opportunity to be that family, whether it's be that chosen family for students on campus.
One of the things you mentioned earlier when you were talking a little about your values was philanthropy and community service.
Mhm.
And I love that you're connected with PFLAG. Are there other organizations that you as an organization specifically volunteer with or support or fundraise for?
Sure. So our national partner is PFLAG, but we also allow our local entities to kind of pick and choose what makes this most sense for them. So we've seen everything from AIDS foundations to we've seen local shelters, food banks, you name it, right? We allow them to choose kind of what makes sense for them and in their community. So particularly here in Denver, there's a lot of different organizations that our provisional chapter would be able to partner with, right? So whether it be local shelters or any of those other things, we want to make sure that they are choosing both our national partner as well as a local partner that makes sense for them. So we give them that flexibility to do so. We always support and talk them through what finding a partner looks like. So we're not just saying go out and find one, have fun, but we talk through like, here's how you find a good partner. Here's how you do your research. We go through that process with them.
Another element that groups often bring to campus is really a focus on being a leader within the organization, a leader on campus, a leader out in the greater community. Is there anything that DLP specifically focuses on as you're developing members to be leaders out in the community?
Sure. So we like to focus our leaders and teaching our leaders on how to be advocates in their community. While we are not an advocacy organization, we are a fraternal organization. A lot of what we discuss is here's what being a leader looks like. So one of the programs we have is actually happening this coming weekend is our Delta Force Leadership Academy. And it happens every year about this time where our students come together and we bring in members from a number of chapters across our organization to talk about community leadership, to talk about advocacy, to talk about, what it means to be a leader on your campus and how you translate that into your larger community. We believe that community service doesn't stop the day you graduate, but that community service is a lifetime commitment. And so we make sure that we're teaching our members that this is a lifetime commitment. Both membership is a lifetime commitment, but also community service and community organizing is also a lifetime commitment. So we spend a lot of time focusing on that.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you meeting with me today so we could record this. Folks watching this video, our sorority and fraternity life very first ever recruitment event will be on Thursday, February 3rd. We're currently planning to meet from 4:30 to 7:30 in the Turn Hall in the Tivoli Students Union. If by chance we have to pivot to virtual, we will publicize and post a Zoom meeting, but right now we plan to be in person. And so we hope you'll join us there. At that event, participants will find out about what does it mean to be a member of one of these groups, and all of the organizations, including Delta Lambda Phi, will have 3 different information sessions. At those sessions, you'll be able to find out about their requirements for membership, how they actually select their members, what their timeline is for this spring for choosing those members, their provisional chapters, which are their starter chapters. They have a number of requirements they need to go through to become chartered nationally. And they'll talk about dues, etc. And so we do ask that you come to that event if you're interested in any of our sororities or fraternities, and you can register on either the Student Life website or on my links if you'll search sorority and fraternity life. So thanks again, Christopher.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.